Hi, good day everyone. I'm Gladys Mame Taras, the reporter in Chapter 4, titled Before Teaching Them to Read, Preparing the Emergent Readers for Reading. So before we teach the children, we need a sample lesson. So here are the sample lesson from first day until the fifth day of the lessons. So here are the first day. During sharing period, we need a pag-awit at pagbigkas ng tula, balitaan, paglalaro, at pag-check ng mga batang pumapasok. Sa pagbabasa ng guro ng kwento, ito ay nangangailangan ng paghawa ng balakid, pagganyak sa tanong, pagpapakita ng aklat. In second day during sharing period, it needs pag-awit, pagbigkas ng tula, balitaan, paglalaro. In third day during sharing period, it has pangkatang gawain, pagpapakita ng pangkatang gawain. In fourth day, there is a pagguhit, pagsulat, pag-aral ng titik ng mga alpabito. Sa pag-aral ng titik ng alpabito, ito ay kailangan ng talasalitaan, pagbibigay ng tunog ng M, pagsulat ng malaking M at maliliit na M. 50, there is a pagbabalik-aral, lahat ng pagsasanay. Sa lahat ng pagsasanay may dalawang kategorya, bilog ng tamang larawan, pagsulat ng titik sa tamang larawan. Pangatlo, individual na pagsasanay. In developing literacy among emergent readers, first, positive attitude towards language, literacy, and literature. Children love stories. Listening to stories is a powerful tool in developing children's literacy. They listen to words and look at the pictures on the pages, thereby developing their vocabulary. They listen to how the words are grouped together and read, thus exposing them to the proper expression in reading. Also, when the teacher asks them questions about the story, their listening comprehension begins to develop. The next chapter will discuss more in the benefits of exposing children to stories. Oral language. Through lots of talking opportunities like sharing news and guessing games using the target language, the teacher tried to develop or hone the learner's oral language. Dramatization of certain parts of the story also reinforces further the development of the oral language to the children. Other suggested activities that aim to develop oral language are guessing game, showing and tell and spy, and news sharing. Phonological awareness. The poem recitation in the lesson was aimed at developing phonological awareness. The young learners listened to the ending words in each line and detected whether they are rhyming or not. On the other hand, during the attendance checking, when the teacher asked the learners to clap numbers of syllables of their class's name, the children were being taught segmentation through detecting the number of syllables in a word. Here are the activities of phonemic awareness. A. Phoneme isolation. Phoneme isolation requires recognizing individual sounds in a word. Phoneme identifying refers to the ability to recognize the common sounds in different words. Phoneme categorization refers to the ability to recognize the word with the odd sound in a sequence of 3 or 4 words. Phoneme manipulation refers to the phoneme blending, phoneme segmentation, phoneme addition, phoneme deletion, and phoneme substitution. Book and print knowledge. In book print and knowledge, there are 5 categories. First is talking about the cover. Second, flipping the pages of the book. Third, looking at the left page before looking at the right page. Fourth, tracking the story, line from left to right, from top to bottom. Last, pointing the illustration. Vocabulary development. Difficult words that will be met in the story, such as reunion at completo, were unlocked prior to the reading the story. Then as the story was read, the learners were exposed to the words used in a context. Listening comprehension. As the teacher read the story, he or she paused after a page or two and asked questions that invited the learners To make predictions. After reading the story, she or he asks questions about it. 7. Composing skills. The teacher motivated the young learners to write a thank you card from the grandparents who hosted the reunion. The activity aimed to develop the learners' composing skills. Alphabet knowledge. It refers to knowing the name, letter sound, and the letter form of each letter of the alphabet. Here are the suggested steps in teaching alphabet knowledge. First, vocabulary development. The teacher shows real object on the picture. Whose name start with the target letter. Second, introduce the letter name. Third, introduce the letter sound. Fourth, model how the letter should be written. Fifth, provide guided practice. Sixth, provide independent practice. In study skills, during the game, the teacher gave oral direction like encircle, write in the box, and put a check. These simple activities train the learners to listen and follow direction. Moreover, in the given set work on alphabet knowledge, the teacher asked the learners to encircle the correct picture. They note that activities were done in an integrated way. Auditory perception refers to the ability of young learners to identify the different sounds in their immediate environment. Auditory discrimination involves identifying the differences in the sound they hear in their environment. Developing auditory perception and discrimination. Recorded environmental sounds like ringing of a bell, barking of a dog, and etc. Ask the learners to identify what made the sounds. For example, ipikit ang mga mata. May ipaparinig akong mga tunog. Sasabihin kung ano ang aking pinatunog. Say some words that are totally different. Ask the learners to repeat the words. Visual perception refers to the ability of the learners to identify the things they see in their environment, while visual discrimination refers to the ability to identify the similarities and differences in the things that they are in their environment. Bridging the gap. Knowledge of language and acquaintance with print. Also maintain that the broad purpose of the beginning reading instruction is to bridge the gap between children knowledge of language and their level of acquaintance with print according to VACA 2003. Suggested goals. Attitude towards language literacy and literature. First, interest children in listening stories with emphasis on interpreting what is heard and gaining familiarity with the book language. Second, motivate children to want to learn to read. Third, help children acquire understanding of what reading and learning to read are all about. In visual discrimination. Fourth, involve children in reading pictures. Fifth, teach children to discriminate visually among letters and words. Alphabet knowledge. Sixth, teach children the names of letters. Seventh, teach children letter sounds correspondences. In writing, encourage children to write. Teach children about directionality, left to right and top to the bottom. Orientation of written languages. Teach children the meaning of words and the function of space in establishing boundaries between words. Word recognition. Teach children to recognize words that they are interested in learning or that occur frequently in meaningful context. In vocabulary, teach children the meaning of terms that figure in reading instruction. Teach children to use their knowledge of language to project words that must come next in sentences.